Hey guys, Talisa, come back to another video. As you can tell, I'm at home because I have my background, but today's video is going to be a comparison between two of my new favorite palettes. One of the palettes is the Sephora Illuminate palette. This came out about 2 or 3 months ago. It's a really nice palette. It comes with 6 highlighters. It's a really nice black sheet plastic packaging. It has Sephora on the front, and this palette comes with basically 2 pink shades, a light gold shade, a white shade, and like 2 deeper gold shades. Compared to the glow kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Nicole Guerriero palette, this palette also comes with 6 shades. It comes with basically 2 pink shades, a peach shade, 2 gold shades, and then a white shade. So looking at these 2 palettes side by side, they look very, very similar in my eyes. As you can tell, the difference is that the glow kit looks like it's a tad bit bigger. Now I don't know if the pans actually look pretty much the same. It's just the palette itself, it's a little bit bigger. So now my impressions, I have used both of these palettes, and I think the Sephora Illuminate palette is actually more pigmented than Anastasia. I feel like the Anastasia one's a little bit more glittery, but I will be showing you guys. Like I said, I think the Sephora palette is more pigmented than the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, and that's just me basically using it on my face. So I'm gonna show you the swatches. So this right here is the swatches for the Sephora Illuminate palette. As you can tell, the colors are very, very pigmented. They're kind of shimmery, but they're not super glittery. Now I'm gonna show you the swatches for the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This palette as well is very, very pigmented. Now the difference is that these actually do look more pigmented, maybe just as a finger swatch looks more pigmented. So now we're going to try these colors out on our face. I'm actually just going to be using the colors that I would more than likely use on myself. So I'm going to use a color on my cheekbone, my brow bone, and then the inner corner. Nose, all that. I don't have any highlighter on right now. I just have a natural glow going on. But I am going to be trying out these 2 palettes on one side of my face and the other on the other. So the first brush I'm going to be using is the e.l.f. blush brush right here. I'm going to be taking the more higher end side, which is the Anastasia. I'm going to take the color in Glow Getter, and Glow Getter is right here at the bottom. I'm going to be taking that. I'm just going to dab twice, brush out the excess, and apply. Now this color is very, very pretty. I do think that these highlighters do come off a little bit more glittery than the Sephora, but I think that's normal for the Anastasia. Now looking just in the mirror, I feel like I should apply some more, so I'm going to take 2 more dabs, excess, and apply. So that is how it looks. It looks really nice, as you can tell. It's really shimmery, glittery, all we want in a highlighter. So now I'm going to take a different shade. I'm going to take this Daydream shade right here, and this is the peach one. I'm going to take this in my inner corner with just this little brush. It's pretty though. This is like a very, very pretty peach shade. As you can tell, it's a really nice, pretty peach shade, so I really like that. And then I'm going to take a different shade. I'm going to take the Forever Young shade right here and put that on my brow bone. Whoo! Okay, that's very pigmented. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the Sephora Illuminate palette, but I'm gonna show you guys the Anastasia Beverly Hills side first. For my cheekbone, I'm going to be using this shade. Now these shades are not named. So I'm gonna use this top shade. This is like the lighter gold shade. 2 dabs. So let's go ahead and do another. So that's the second, and that's how that looks. Really pretty. Okay, now let's go into the inner corner. They don't have a peach shade in this palette, so I'm going to be using this bottom shade right here that's closest to peach. And let's put that in my inner corner. So that's that, and then I'm going to take let's take a pink shade. I'm gonna take this pink shade down here and use that for my brow bone. So just looking at the 2, I kind of can see a huge difference. The difference I see is that I think the Sephora Illuminate palette is more of a palette for like you going out to slay, take somebody man type thing, and the Anastasia Beverly Hills is more of a like natural, this could possibly be how glowy my face is type of thing. If you can tell the difference, maybe it's just because of the color difference, but just looking at pigmentation, I think the pigmentation is very much the same. I don't see a drastic difference between the two. The Sephora Illuminate palette is just a little bit less like easily blendable. Alright, so looking at these two palettes, now the price difference, that's the biggest thing we need to talk about here. The Sephora Illuminate palette only retails for $28. I think that's a really good price for 6 highlighters, and they're pretty pigmented, as you can tell for their price. Now, the Anastasia Glow Kit from Nicole Guerriero is $40. Now, some people are just looking at that price like it's crazy. There's not a big difference, price difference between these two palettes. They're only a $12 difference. But I think for Anastasia Beverly Hills, for something like this to be $40, I think that is pretty good. And I don't have any of the other glow kits because I just didn't feel like I needed them but for this glow kit I actually did like it. You can see through it, and it is made out of a type of plastic. This one is bigger, more prettier, and it is made out of some type of, I don't know, some type of cardboard type. Pigmentation is not really off. Like I said, if you want like a really natural, easily blendable highlight, I would go with the Anastasia one. But if you want something that's very similar to Anastasia pigmentation and look, I would go with Sephora one. But if you're like me, who just likes makeup and all, I would get both. Like I did. But I did get the Sephora one first, so I think I was kind of like more biased towards this one. But I do love both of these palettes a lot. So it just depends on what your personal preference is. I would give the Sephora palette a 10. I'm just saying that because I have never had any other Sephora highlighting palettes. For Sephora, I feel like this is really good for the price and like a really good highlighting palette. And it also suits almost all skin tones because you have the 2 middle dark shades for darker skin, and then you have these lighter shades for lighter skin. So I feel like it really well does meet all skin tones. Now this one I would give I guess like a 9 or an 8 because I did try out these highlighters as eyeshadows, and on my skin tone they came out a little like too white. Like the pigmentation of it wasn't too good. Like it looks pink, but it's really not that pink on my skin tone. But this one was really pretty on my skin tone, and these two. So I feel like some of these right here are more towards a lighter skin tone, and these right here for darker skin tone. So it just depends on your skin tone and what you want out the palettes. But like I said, I love both of these palettes a lot. Choose one, and just if I had to throw away a palette, I would definitely keep the Sephora Illuminate palette, and that's because it's a cheaper price. So that means that if I really love it, I can go back and get something else. This $40 was a lot to spend, and I think that the pigmentation is so similar that I would just be fine with this palette. That was really nice to have an Anastasia glow kit, you know, under your wing, but I would probably go with the Sephora palette just because it's a little bit more cheaper, and it's basically the same pigmentation. So yeah, guys, if you like these type of videos, me reviewing products and doing comparison, thumbs up this video, comment down below any other videos you want to see, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.